Hello and welcome to the Jacobs Triangle Homestead. I am Randy. Today I want to talk about the last short that I made about leaving California, why I made that video, what prompted it, and whether I am actually going to leave California or not. First of all, let's start off with what prompted that video. I have seen and heard and been told that there's no reason to be in California. You need to get out of California. California is the worst place to live. The best advice I can give you is to leave California. That's all great, except that you are applying your personal experiences or whatever to my situation, and it doesn't work, it doesn't fit. So that's what prompted that. I have lived in California essentially my entire life. When I was a child, I spent about 6 years living in Wyoming and Utah. The rest of that time I have been in California. Born and raised in California. My family's in California. My mother's side of the family migrated to California from Oklahoma. My father's side of the family, my grandmother was born and raised in California. I don't know that she ever lived anyplace else but California. And my grandfather migrated to California from Oregon. I'm not exactly sure when, but the majority of his adult life, or actually I should say the entirety of his adult life, was spent in California. The exception to that I know of was while he was in the Navy during World War II. The rest of that time, as far as I know, he has lived in California. So both sides of my family, basically I am a third generation Californian with some definite Okie roots from my mother's side, so there's that. So anyways, I can start telling you all about how great the economy of California is, all of the products and produce that are produced here in California. All of these things don't affect me. If they all went away, they wouldn't have any effect on what I do or me living in California, because I'm not involved with those. What does affect me in California is one thing, it's the weather. I do enjoy the weather here in California. Our winters that we have here in Northern California are pretty mild. We will have a week maybe of freezing weather, and by freezing weather I mean around 30 degrees, maybe into the upper 20s around Christmas time. That is our extreme cold weather. During the summertime, we do have long hot summers. Generally our humidity during the summertime is 20% or less. So, for states that have high humidity in the summertime, you have no idea how nice it is to live in a very dry climate in the summertime when it's 100 degrees. It allows me to use a swamp cooler to cool the trailer instead of having to run an air conditioner, which actually in the trailer the air conditioner is not effective. The other thing, like I said, my family has been in California. Like I said, I'm third generation, so all of my family is here. My brother's here, my parents are here. I don't have any grandparents left anymore. Some of my aunts and uncles are here. I have one aunt and one uncle that live in Washington. So, the rest of my family basically lives here in California. So, being close to family is another thing, especially my immediate family, because we do a lot together. Holidays we spend together, we spend birthdays together, everything. We do, a lot together. We go camping together. My dad, my brother, and I go on hunting trips together. So, family's a big thing that holds me here also. One of the things that I have looked at leaving California. And when I'm looking at leaving California, there are certain criteria that I look for in other states to either make them a possibility or to eliminate them as a possibility. The number one thing that I look at as an elimination from possibility is it a blue state or a red state? If it's a blue state, it's out of here. I already live in a blue state. I'm not going to move to another blue state. The next thing that I look at is, does the state have extreme cold and snow? If it has extreme cold and snow, I'm not interested in snow. Kind of hate snow. It's out of here. The third thing that I look at is the humidity for summertime heat. If it has high humidity, it's out of here. So unfortunately, that cuts out just about all the states. Just about all the states. You know, there's probably a small handful someplace in, you know, central part of the United States that would be all right. But yeah, for the most part, it cuts everything out. And you know, why am I going to choose a different trade-off than what I'm choosing now to go to a different state? It doesn't matter where I live, there's going to be a trade-off that I'm going to have to choose. And you know, right here I have to choose, you know, putting up with the politics in California, which yes, I know the politics in California suck. I vote red every time I vote, and if I was to leave a state, whatever state I go to, I'm going to continue to vote red. That is part of the reason also that I stay in California, because I feel that we need some red voters to stay here to counteract all of the blue voters that are coming in here. The other thing is, you know, high taxes and high gas prices. I am lucky in that I get to work from home, so you know, the high gas prices don't affect me that much. Luckily, if I did have to drive to work every single day, I would be complaining like you would not believe. So I'm lucky that I don't have to put up with that part. The other thing is high taxes. I've seen other people posting on their videos about, you know, spending up to or paying up to 50% of their income in taxes, and I don't know if it's just my situation that because, you know, I'm a property owner and I'm married and we're a single income family, that my tax is different than what their tax is, but I don't see that our taxes are all that outrageous income tax wise. Property taxes, California passed Proposition 13 several years ago, which locks your property tax down at 1% value at the time that you purchase the property. It does increase slowly over time, but like if you bought your house in 1970 and your house was valued at, say, you know, $25,000 in 1970, you are still paying the increased amount of that $20,000 or $25,000 from 1970. So your value that you're paying taxes on now may still only be, you know, $35,000. How many other states do their property taxes like that? And I mentioned Proposition 13. That is something else that California does that most states do not do, is we have the ability to pass laws bypassing the legislature and the governor. We can, if we can gather enough signatures for a proposition, a proposed new law, we can bypass the legislature and we the people can put a law on the California books directly by vote, which is a nice thing to do. Like I've mentioned, you know, Proposition 13 is one of them. Our high gas taxes is another one that I don't know how people got fooled by that one, because it was worded in a confusing way that made people think that when they were voting yes, they were actually voting no or something like that. But our high gas prices were voted in, and our governor, the brilliant man that he is, takes advantage of the ability that he was given to raise the gas taxes every single year, and he does it, by God, without fail. So yes, one of the videos that I did see about California and leaving is a guy that made the video said that if you continue to live in California with the high gas prices and the high taxes, you are accepting those and you are happy with those. No, I am not. I do not agree with that, and I do not have to be happy with those living here. I can vote against it. You know, unfortunately, my vote doesn't count for much because I vote red, and you know, a lot of California votes blue. There is a movement in California that has been going on for a very long time, and I don't expect in my lifetime that I will see it come to fruition. But people have been trying to split California north and south so that we would have 51 states in the Union. We'd have, I guess, California, and Northern California would become Jefferson. Like I say, I don't expect to see that come to fruition in my lifetime, but it does show the breakup of California, that the majority of the blue voting people are in Southern California. Northern California, which is a lot more rural, lower population areas, is more conservative red voters. And that pretty much is where I am at, is in a more conservative red voter area. I know everybody thinks all of California is blue because when the electoral votes are posted, California is posted as all 55 votes and it's a blue state. California hasn't always been a blue state either. Up until 4 elections ago, it was a red state. So it can be flipped again. And for other states that are still currently a blue state that have people moving into them, I know there's a lot of states that are blaming Californians for coming in and ruining their states because they come in and they vote blue. Yeah, that's happening to you. But it's also people from coming from other places that are also voting blue. And one of the things that I believe, could be wrong, but if you have a large concentration of universities in your state, universities attract blue voters, universities create blue voters, and I just see that states with a large university population eventually are going to turn blue. Texas, I see you. Texas has the most universities next in line behind California. So unfortunately, Texas, that's part of the reason that Texas was also not on my list of potential places to go. And I did look at Texas a lot. I was really thinking that western Texas would probably be a nicer place to go because it may be far enough west that it wouldn't be all that terribly humid. But yeah, like I say, with the number of universities and blue voters that are moving there, probably not. So, to wind everything up, no, I am not planning on leaving California anytime soon. Is it completely off of the table? No, it is not completely off of the table. At some point, I may get to the point that I just, like everybody else has already done, throw my hands up, say we're going someplace else. And who knows, we may do that. My wife has been pushing me to retire to the Philippines. I'm not sure that I want to do that either because it's one of those humid places and I don't know what I'm going to do in a place that is so humid that you spend the entire day sweating. So there we go. It's kind of a rant and an answer about what is going on. I'm not leaving California. I'm going to keep I'm going to keep working on the house, getting the house built, and then I'm going to start working on other parts of the homestead, getting things going, because I keep telling my wife we need chickens and we need some other animals. We need to expand the garden. There's another thing, is one of the things that I want to do with this as part of my retirement, which I'm planning on retiring in the next few years, is I want to be able to sell vegetables, and I'm thinking that I would have better luck doing that here in California, especially in the area that I am in, because for some reason we are surrounded by organic farming, but there's no outlets nearby to purchase that, and I just didn't understand that when I moved here, and I still don't understand that. That's why I kind of want to get into a position that I can grow and sell organically grown produce, because people will buy that. So there we go. That's the answer. Not going anywhere. And if you stuck through to the end, I thank you very much. I hope that you understand where I'm coming from, and I hope you understand my frustration about people telling me that I have to leave, because for me right now that is just not an option. And I hope that you can understand that and respect my decision. And I hope that you will continue to support me. And those that have been supporting me all through from the beginning of my channel to now, I thank you very much. It is truly, truly an honor that everybody comes and watches what I do. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys.